Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Bean here, and today I'm coming at you with a video I have not filmed in a very long time, and that is a book haul. Now, I have been a little lackluster in keeping track of the books that I've been hauling lately, but these are the ones that I know I hauled in the last, month and a half, so October and November. Although the book box books, I've gotten a little confused because I'm getting my months all mixed up because time means nothing. Also, if I sound really hoarse today, it's because I think I'm getting sick. It's about that time of the year that I start to feel kind of sick. So this is normal. This is a thing that's going to happen. So yes, but let's hop right into it before I actually fully lose my voice. The first books that I'm going to talk about are books that I myself ordered off of Amazon and got. This first one is The Anatomy of Story, 22 Steps to Becoming a Master Storyteller by John Truby. Now, this is a book that I was recommended actually on BookTube by another author who she uses this book in order to keep track of her writing at all times. And so I've been trying to read a bunch of writing books lately, and so I figured I would add this one to the pile. The next one I got off of Amazon was actually a pre-order, and I finally got Volume 6 of Spy X Family by Tetsuya Endo. This is a long-awaited sequel, at least for me. I've been waiting about 6 months for it, so I'm super excited to finally have my hands on it. Spy X Family follows a man named Twilight who is a spy, and he is tasked with infiltrating a prep school. So in order to prep for this, pun not intended, he has to go and get himself a wife and a child, and the wife he finds is an assassin, and the child happens to be a psychic. So she's a mind reader. So, and the child happens to be able to read minds. I think that makes her psychic. I'm having trouble with words today. So it's a lot of fun. I am enjoying this series so much, and I'm nearly caught up now. So, and I have just heard that this is slated to become a anime in 2022. Can't confirm or deny, please. I'd love to know because this deserves to be a show. Thank you. Moving on next, for those of you who don't know, I work at a library, and now at the library we do thin out our book collections every so often, every couple months. And when we do, you're able to pick up the books that we have taken off the shelves for $1 each. And so I've been doing that a little bit. I only have one here at home. The other ones I actually still have at work because I'm reading them on my break. And I picked up Rags and Bones, New Twists on Timeless Tales, edited by Melissa Marr and Tim Pratt. This has stories by all sorts of different authors that are retelling of classic fairy tales and classic Grimm's Tales or anything of the such. So I'm already losing my voice. And so I have always kind of looked at this book as one that I kind of like to read. It just comes with the whole fiction thing on the side and the public library thing right here. So yeah, I still think it's kind of worth it getting, but it does say withdrawn, so it can't be taken back to a library at any point. All right, the next pile I am going to go to is the books that I bought books that I bought from Barnes & Noble. Now, I kept my buying at Barnes & Noble to a mostly minimum, and I'm pretty sure these are not all of them, but it's the majority of them I know, so we're gonna go with that. One of the books that I have gotten recently is Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. I am currently reading this. I am loving it. I just have not had that much time to sit down and actually read, unfortunately, but this is one that what I have read I have absolutely adored and enjoyed, just as I have the other book I read by T.J. Klune. Next book I got should come as no surprise to anyone, but I finally picked up a copy of Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. This is a chonker of a book. I am currently reading it. I'm not very far in, unfortunately. My goal was to read it in October. I didn't manage to do that, but I did start it, and dude, this book is so dark, it is so intense, and it's gonna be so good, and I'm so excited for it. Next book I picked up is actually The Silver Eyes, Five Nights at Freddy's novel by Scott Cawthon and Keira Breed-Riesling. This is the first book in a trilogy that follows after the horrific events of the game. So I'm quite intrigued by this one. I own the video games, so if you guys want to see me play them, I might do a video on my other channel if enough people have an interest in seeing me play them and seeing me jump 10 feet in the air. I mean, could be entertaining, I don't know. But I don't know a lot about this. I'm going into it blind other than the video game. So, yes. And the last book I picked up from Barnes & Noble directly was Donut Fall in Love by Jackie Lau. I don't know a lot about this, but it looked absolutely adorable. I live for the puns. Puns are some of my favorites. And all I know is that this follows an actor who's basically kind of in a slump after his latest movie completely flopped. And he ends up going back to his hometown and ends up working at a donut shop. And then he meets this girl and asks her to teach him how to bake. And it just kind of spirals from there. And I think it sounds absolutely adorable. It's a little longer than most romances that I have, but I'm still excited about it. The next set of books I'm going to talk about are ones I picked up from Half Price. Most of them still have their stickers, not all of them. The first one is The Beekeepers Apprentice by Lori R. King. I don't know a lot. This is a Sherlock Holmes retelling, so it's a story about Sherlock Holmes being a beekeeper, actually, and someone goes out to go find him and try and get him to solve a mystery. So I think it sounds adorable, and I've actually heard really good reviews about this book, so I picked it up for like $2 at Half Price. Now, the next book I picked up is actually the reason that I picked up The Silver Eyes, and that is The Fourth Closet. This is the third book in the Five Nights at Freddy's series that has come out so far. I think there's a fourth one coming out. Picked up for $5 at Half Price, and I was like, you know what? It's a brand new it's a brand spanking new copy. It is like, there is nothing wrong with this copy. It's a little worn at the edges, but I can handle that. So I decided to pick up this one, and because I picked this one, I had to pick up the first one. So that's just logical here. So yes, that's why I have these books now. And then also at Half Price, I found a copy of Cursed by Frank Miller and Thomas Wheeler. I hate that it's covered up. Sorry. Thomas Wheeler. I know this is a show. I was told to read the book first because the show is completely different after like the third episode or something like that. Like the cashier at Half Price was like, no, you need to read this and then watch the show, because they're great, but they're great separate. They're not like supposed to be the same thing, unfortunately, I guess. I don't know. That's what she was telling me. Going with it. We'll see what happens. This is a heavy book though. Like, it's physically just heavy. It's not that long, but it is physically a heavy book. It's also very pretty. And it's got cool end pages. So, yes. And I believe this is a King Arthur retelling where a female pulls the sword out of the stone, basically. So, and the last book I picked up from Half Price Books, I am so excited about. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm a big fan of J.R.R. Tolkien. I really like his stuff. I love how imaginative he is, or was, and how in-depth he got into Middle-earth. And so I have decided, kind of on a whim, I'm going to be collecting the History of Middle-earth books, which there are 12 of them, I believe. There's either 12 or 13. I don't remember. I think maybe there's 13. I don't remember. Honestly, whatever it is, I found one at Half Price. This comes out to this was $40 at Half Price, but I looked online and it goes for $220. So I was like, I'll pick it up. And I did read the first part of it, and this actually talks about post the Lord of the Rings series, which I think is also interesting because we never talk about any of the repercussions of what happened because of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So I'm intrigued to read all of these. I have book 1 and now book 13, and then John, for Christmas, picked me up book 12, which I don't have because he's going to wrap it now for me. But, yes, so I have 3 of the 13 books now. Or 3 of the 12 books. I'm sorry, this is book 12, not book 13. I did pay a pretty penny for it, but I also managed to bring in a bunch of books. I brought in 4 bags of books, and that covered the cost of this book. So I actually only paid like $2 for it, which is also exciting. So, yeah, this was my exciting haul for the last time I went to half price, so yay! I've also somehow managed to get all of these that I have at half price. Like at half price books only, like nowhere else. So I'm intrigued by this concept now. If I can find them all at half price, that would be kind of amazing. And the last set of books that I'm going to show you are my book box picks, or the book box books that I have gotten. Book box books sounds so weird. Starting with last month, so with October's. I think these are October's. I'm like 90% sure. The only I'm not sure about is this first one, and that is The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. I think this was my bookish box book pick for October. I might be wrong, but I'm still very excited for this book because I've actually had my eye on it for a very long time to read and to pick up on my own. So getting it from the box just means that I don't have to pay for it. I'm not sure. I don't know that this is actually from Bookish Box. This might have been an unplugged one, and I'm sorry if it was. I don't think I've shown you this one before. Look how pretty it is. I don't know. I'm losing my mind, people. I'm also losing my voice right now. I do know that the Unplugged book for October was The Summoning by J.P. Smith. Again, I don't know a lot about this one, but I do believe this is a zombie story or a ghost story, so talking to the dead, if I remember correctly. Basically, this is a book about someone named Kit who holds seances. She started her business after 9/11 and has been using her seances in order to contact the deceased people from the incident. And so then suddenly something goes wrong and she begins to hear the voices of the dead in her head a lot louder than she's supposed to, and bad things start to happen is all I really know. So yeah, it seems interesting. I don't really know much about it, but again, it was a book box book, so I'm excited. And then the book of the month pick I got for the month of October, see, I'm losing my voice now, is Harlem Shuffle by Colson Whitehead. All I know about this is that this is a heist book set in Harlem, and it has gotten amazingly good reviews, so I decided to pick it up. Going on to November, I already got my 3 book boxes for this month. So the book of the month was The Keeper of the Night by Kylie Lee Baker. I believe this is a debut author, and it was advertised as, I don't even remember, it caught my eye, but it's a, the first line of the summary says, half British Reaper, half Japanese Shinigami. Right there, I am sold, and I am intrigued by it. And also, I absolutely love this cover. Like, look how gorgeous this is. It's so beautiful. All right, the Unplugged books that I got for November was The Secret Next Door by Rebecca Taylor. I believe this is an upstart neighborhood thriller is what I'm getting from it. But it's listed as psychological suspense, all about a small Denver town where everyone's trying to be as perfect as possible, but everyone has their secrets. So I'm intrigued. Not exactly my type of book, but we'll see. I am going to give it a shot. All right, and the last book that I got was Witch Please by Anne Aguirre. And honestly, for one, this book just looks absolutely adorable, but it's a romance between a modern witch and then a man who's basically lost everything except for his sister and their bakery. And when she has basically sworn off dating because of several bad experiences, and then the meet and the attraction is just like instant, and they still can't, she's trying really hard not to date him. And I think it sounds really cute. Also, again, I live for the pun titles, so yes. But yeah, so that's what I got. All right, these are the books from my most recent haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I tried not to lose my voice, but it didn't really work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, now is the perfect time to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and if you want to be reminded, hit that little bell icon down below. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep reading. Bye!